Hey! Okay, so I just had to make a video response to this because it's, oh my gosh, a freaking amazing video. Okay, so I made a little list of notes, so if I look up, it's because I'm reading my notes. Okay, so Ann Coulter, yes, she's a bitch and everyone hates her, but she's also phenomenal. I think the first time I ever actually saw a live interview of her was right after Kathy Griffin talked about her on her show, because she went on this talk show, like early morning talk show, like 7 in the morning, in a black cocktail dress, and so I had to watch it, and I did, and I just fell in love with her. Like, she's phenomenal. Okay, so she's fabulous. I love her. Haven't actually read any of her stuff, but I want to, and eventually I'll find the time to actually read her stuff. But then also about like the single mother stuff, like the crime rate, etc., etc. I think it's interesting that she accuses single mothers of only having criminals, or like of having the majority of criminals, because everyone that I know that has been to jail or had any kind of crime activity, whether it be petty stuff or actually like big time stuff, all have full, two-parent relationship type things. And I really don't, like, I know quite a few people that were raised by a single parent, whether it be a mother or a father, and none of them end up in trouble with the law. So that's a little interesting thing to think about. And then I wanted to comment on your idea of the father being there for like income. Of the people that I do know that have had like more of the violent, like rape and major theft, etc., that came from a two-parent relationship, they all came from people where there was more of an income, which I found interesting, because it's as if people with the more income kind of have that feeling of, well, I can get away with more because I have daddy to take care of it. And like, I realized that when you were making the point, you weren't talking about necessarily like rich people, but I come from a small town, so there was either this or there was this down here. So, moving on. So blah 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 blah. Oh, the no man versus crafty man. Yeah, I kind of actually agree. I fully support women who would rather have no man at all in their life than a man who's just worth, nothing. And as for Ann Coulter, I would love to ask her, as far as single mothers go, like, does she believe that all single mothers are going to end up with rotten babies? Because, like, what about the women whose like husbands died, or like the military wives? What about them? What about the women who have lost their husbands in war? Does Ann Coulter think that most of those women are going to turn out violent babies? I mean, come on. What about the mothers who were pregnant because they got raped? What if they don't want to have anything to do with men anymore? It just, you're right. She makes your blood boil, and you just want to like claw her eyes out and be like, what? Why do you have to be so annoying? But at the same time, you just love her because she's just phenomenal. So fabulous. Oh, and your sex ed video, oh my gosh, love it. Like, it's amazing and hilarious. And I love that you put the condom all the way down your arm. I couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes. And because you're like the only person I've ever found that has done like a sex video online. And I also wanted to add a few things to it. As far as condoms go, if we're going to inform or try and convince young girls to insist upon condoms, we might want to also touch on the incentives of using condoms. I mean, let's face it, there are condoms out there specifically designed to make sex better. So if you're going to have sex, if there are girls that are not going to have, that are going to have sex and not give it a second thought, and they're determined and bound, to the idea, then let's educate them on why they should use condoms. Not just for the baby pregnancy cancellation thing, that didn't quite come out right, or the whole disease thing, because those are two big things. But let's focus on the smaller things, like pleasure. I mean, let's face it. Yes, there are plenty of guys who say, oh, I don't want to do it because it won't feel the same. But it can feel the same. If you go to the Trojan website, trojancondoms.com. They have a list of all the different condoms and all the different reasons why. We have a new condom called the Ecstasy condom, and it's so thin that you can't feel it. And I've actually tried them with my partner, well, previous partners, and highly recommend them. I just completely lost all train of thought. Okay, there's also ribbed, which gives extra pleasure for both him and her. There's also pleasure packs, and if you're gonna get condoms, go get a pleasure pack. Like if you've never tried any of the like newer ones, because let's face it, if you don't know what's out there, you may as well try it all. And if they come in a big pack of all of them, then by God, get the pleasure pack. Try them all, see which one you like, and if he hasn't tried it, then he can't say that it won't be the same, because if he hasn't tried it, he doesn't know. Just my thoughts. Like him or don't, hate him or not. Yeah. So, use condoms. Safe sex is always good. Don't believe them when they say, well, I've been tested. No. You don't want diseases. Some of them are curable, some of them aren't. That's my preaching. I'll get off my soapbox. But yeah, so I love your sex video. Love it, love it, love it. Totally going to be sending it to everyone that I know because, oh my God,